Hello, hello, hello. So today, I'm hearing that there's a lot of questions about next steps. So I have 4 different decks, and I'm going to pull one or more cards from each of these decks because we're all wondering what the next step is. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first thing I want to look at is the Akashic Record for this particular situation. Now, this situation could be something to do with abundance, wealth, money, a job. It could have something to do with some type of a partnership, whether that's a job, whether that's people that you live with, whether it's an actual partner by marriage or another type of partner. It could even be a friendship. Maybe you're wondering about a soul contract. Let's go ahead and take a look. So the first thing that I'm being guided to tell everyone is that everything is your choice. Everything that you see is a reflection of the vibration that you are emitting. It's not a reflection of your wants or your desires or of any type of, so to say, missteps, mishaps. Nothing is a punishment. Nothing is a retribution. Everything is already in balance. Whether you can see it or not is the rate limiting step. So let's see. Just go a couple more here. And we're going to count to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th card. This is the crown chakra. Okay, so you're being asked to see everything as a whole. If you are asking about soul contracts, then you are seeing things in a separate view from the whole. So that's the first step in understanding. And an 8 can be tied with abundance. An 8 can also be tied with infinity and a cycle. So as we talked about before, everything is cyclical. Winter doesn't last forever. Summer doesn't last forever. For those of us who live in Arizona, sometimes we might be willing to disagree with that particular statement. But nonetheless, everything has a cycle and everything has a time when it needs to be changed. I did a rotation in Guatemala when I was working as a pharmacist intern on my last year of pharmacy school. And there were people who didn't realize that it was of the most importance to wash your bed sheets every 2 weeks. Now, the only reason why I'm trying to convey this particular perspective is that everything is a choice, but sometimes we're not aware that something is a choice. Sometimes we're not aware that a cycle is asking to be broken. So much like these individuals in Guatemala got like a skin rash from not washing their sheets every 2 weeks. If we stay in outdated cycles because we don't realize that we have a choice, we don't realize that we're getting in our own way, well, it's all a matter of perspective. And one of the biggest ways of being able to see everything is to pan out and see it from a greater experience, see it from the experience of the creator, of the author, of the symphony orchestrator, because this is your play, you're painting it with your choices. And if there are choices that are being made on a subconscious level, there's a lot of talk about the nervous system. So over lifetimes that are being lived concurrently, it may be someone's experience that they don't realize that they're actually turning down their own abundance. They're turning down money that's flowing to them because they're getting in their own way, because they're trying to do too much. Okay, so when we talk about creating things, everything is created with energy. So you could say everything is created from nothing. Let's keep going. Since we're kind of in the crown chakra, we're going to go ahead and look at the Starseed Oracle. Whether or not you give a whole lot of weight to titles and labels doesn't make too much of a difference, because they're placeholders. They're a way for us to understand things. but they're not meant to keep us in a loop. They're not meant to keep us in a cycle. If we're someone who is in the ascension process, and as we're increasing our vibratory or frequency state through the different chakras, through the different dimensions, labels we realize are transient, especially when we can understand the concept that we are everything, and everything is a reflection of us as we have painted it for ourselves. This guy, I'm going to go with 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's our card. Starbathing. So, you've heard the saying, I'm sure, we're all made of stardust. This says starbathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. So your strength is in being, not in doing. So if there's anything that you feel like you need to do, if you want to calm your nervous system, do you know what a great way to calm your nervous system is? To play solitaire. I've been playing solitaire for weeks on end because we have been in this very deep transformative state lately. And it's really hard for the human body to kind of understand this. So we always think we need to be doing something. I know quite a few people that every time they get sick, it keeps coming back because they refuse to rest. So we all can do something for ourselves in just allowing ourselves to simply be, to realize that we are the author, we are the composer of this symphony that we're living, and we're painting it outside of ourselves as we speak, with everything we think, with everything we are. And the best way to allow is to stop doing so much. Okay, next. The Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. Go ahead and shuffle these. I'm going to place these up here. All right, this one I'm taking as is. It did come up upside down. I'm going to wait to reveal this until after I use one of these Secret Language of Color cards. These ones are always fun for me to shuffle. So, enjoy. I'm being told 11, so I cut it in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, 11. We're going to go with the 12th card because that's what I'm feeling. All right, so again, tune into your crown chakra and allow yourself to be a part of the whole. And once you can participate in this, you can shift and see yourself as the perceiver. This is another, if you see hawks a lot, this could be something that's being asked of you a lot right now, to pan out, to see things from a different perspective. Allow yourself to simply be, because you have the intelligence, you have the codes inside of yourself. Any of the rate limiting steps that you may encounter are stories that you've told yourself. Maybe a story that you've told yourself in the past is you have to do something to be of value. From my experience, this is not true. And I want to talk about experience because at this point in time, I don't have beliefs. I have values. I have a value system. I have experiences and I have opinions. I don't have beliefs because I feel that beliefs, just like labels, can hold us back from our true nature. Did I just say I believe? My viewpoint, my experience. This is something that is quite new to me, to be honest. And it's why I've been silent for a little while, because I've been really just immersing myself in the fact that I am everything and everything is me. And we've been told this so many times, but once you get it, you get it. And it blows your mind, it blows your meridians, it makes you really understand alchemy, the oldest form of chemistry, right? Alchemy. Changing lead into gold, changing something from one form to the next. So when we're manifesting, we're changing something from energy matter to physical, tangible matter, right? And there's all these steps. You visualize it. You create the thought form by holding this visualization in your body, feeling the way it feels, the emotion that it brings you. So perhaps you want to get money, and perhaps you want to get money because you live in a place that you don't want to live anymore, and you want to live somewhere else. But much like climbing a ladder, there's another rung between you and the new house, which is determined by you to be the money. So you think about the money and you think about how it makes you feel. And in this particular situation, the money is providing you with the freedom to live in this new home, right? So you think about it. You want this home. You don't necessarily have to talk to money and tell it that it's what you need. You just have to shift your frequency and allow the money to understand your frequency and allow it to come to you. I'm making it sound easier than it is, but it's not actually hard. But there are going to be reasons why the vibration fields are a mismatch. And you are the rate limiting step. The experience that you've called forth to yourself at this time is the rate limiting step. So you visualize it. You feel what it feels like to have it, this feeling of freedom. You can do a sensory buffet where you sit calmly in a place and you allow yourself to have all of the five senses, whether they're in present time or they're ones that you're creating through your will. You can picture yourself in that space. So you have the idea, then you combine it with a strong emotion, and you have this intention behind it. So the idea is living in the house. The intention is freedom. The feeling is what it feels like to have that freedom. You go through your sensory buffet, and then you wait and you allow. And the doing part is you saying no to things like these uncreative ideas that might come to you from outside sources as they're leaving you. Something like, the only way to have what you want is to work hard. Well, it depends on your definition of work. It depends on your definition of hard. But from my experience, this is not true for me. So you get to decide what's true for you. Let's see what these guys say. Retreat. So you are not meant to run from this. You are meant to face this head on. And a 4, as in 40, a 4 is the number that precipitates change. It's right before a 5. And the color, cherry. You need to give yourself permission. Don't seek it from outside of yourself. You are the one who makes the choice. Every time someone or something presents a solution to you and you say, I can't, this won't work, I've tried this before. These are stories that you've told yourself in the past. If you want to live an extraordinary life, relinquish these stories. Stop running away. Allow yourself to simply be and be honest with yourself about who you are and where you're going. Be honest with yourself about who you are, what you want, and where you want to go. And be honest with yourself about where you are right now. So, I hope this has been helpful. Have a wonderful day.